ultimate. I mean, this is both players. They play because they want to stay through, right? They want to be that winner, that final winner before we change. Oh, the flawless block on the down one. That is actually really good because when you flawless block a poke, you can't special cancel it, right? So no barrier for you. Here comes more of that damage from the started. However, the active frames of the barrier are so good. Oh, expects the yeah, just uses it to escape the corner. That's the master. Says thank you. Oh, lovely tech. The started. Still, it's a little life lead here. It's kind of hard to call this, to be honest.
I don't know what to say about it, really. We're going down to the wire. The side has the life lead, but again, we find ourselves in this neutral situation where Asso has the screen positioning, so that chip damage is going to add up almost as quickly as I can say this. The life lead is being chipped away. Now Asso has a slight lead, but decides he has to slide KB. The dash up grab, escape failed. Fatal blow, however. Decide he hasn't missed that so far.
Whoa! Oh, he commits the whole thing! Oh, he's dead! He's dead! Oh, he's done!
That's it.
He's done! Ermac lift MVP, folks. Deserted gets the hit he's looking for. It all came from a jump kick. That's it.
That was the exact same scenario that the game before was in as well. It was right as Asso went for a kind of like sweep distance barrier, was just at the time that Deserted found the jump kick. But just that angle to get over the barrier, and the natural barrier is, I would say, the most active special move in the game, at least in the current variations that we've seen. So in order to be able to find that perfect angle to jump over in 2 games back to back, GG's decided that was a well-earned victory, and winners round 2 secured. So Asso Damaso, who I definitely said was favourite to win, absolutely still could do it. Losers round 1, you know, quite the start for Deserted to be able to bring this through today. GG's.
But it's just it's the nature of these matchups, though, because you look at a character like Cetrion, and make no mistake, she is. One thing she won't do with spring cleaning is chunk your health bar down with damage. You know, she's not really a damaging character, so you'll notice even down there at the end, the amount of time that the start to get hit on the way in. He can kind of afford to take a whole bunch of those hits because inevitably, especially in Soul Eater, all it takes is like one jump kick into Ermac, which you can OS and, you know, now because of the range, and that's it. You know, you get one jump kick and you've got like that 40% fatal blow combo, or the damage is always in your favor. It's just you're very rarely in that position. So the Sartre being able to capitalize makes all the difference. Now, moving into our next matchup, we're going to be loading in, and while we do set things up, while we get our next matchup underway, I mean, let's have a quick chat about how many times we've been referring to the kind of changes that Ultimate will be bringing to the table.
Yes.
Some of them have actually been confirmed, so Mustard, hit me through some of them.
So thanks for the combat class with Melina a few days ago. Studios, they did some shift a specific number of grade thing, even though which we are still going like so let's discuss this. So, we know that the variations are being added to play. We've talked about already quite a lot, and I imagine we'll continue to do so as you see where crouching characters sometimes seemingly go through, or there'll be kind of, you know, very strange hit reactions. Hopefully there should be less of that. We can definitely hope that's going to push things in the right direction, and more recovery added to crouching poke attacks, so down 1s, down 3s, things of those sorts. They use Aaron Black as a example, so characters that have those very strong pokes, right, those down 1s, down 3s, maybe down 4s, we don't know, will make a big difference, right, because there are a lot of characters that are very based around those pokes to kind of get their offense started, and if there's a bit more recovery, so it takes longer, basically in late turn, there will be more time to do pokes back to back or less. Fatal blows pushing back less a lot, which in my opinion time, and certain attacks
Monstar series before, but squad I think cards on the best. And then we actually have seen a couple of times bringing mostly that noob Cybot to the table. I do know that in his player icon there is a Devourer there as well, although to be honest, I don't think I've seen his Devourer before, so noob Cybot's definitely the thing that we see the most. And Monstar, although I don't really know much about Monstar 1, we can see Fujin as the player icon. So sometimes when there's players that you don't recognize in these brackets, their little player profiles and stuff, they can give you a little bit of extra information, because ultimately we don't know. No pun intended, I guess, ultimately. Anyway, our next matchup, winners bracket. Don't shake your head, I thought that was pretty good and completely unintentional.
Caught me off guard.
Definitely, mate. But we're just currently waiting for Monstar to un-AFK, and then this matchup will be good to go. I mean, there's still our round 1 winners, so this is our second matchup. Got plenty more where that came from.
So Sweet Frazier is a player we've seen a fair few times, like you said, with mainly that noob Cybot. But I want to say, I think one of the more underrated players. I think we don't see Sweet Frazier every single week, but when we do see him, he makes a splash in the tournament for the and I think that's really impressive. He's a player that we've seen in the online space. Sweden isn't a part of Europe that has a super active like combat scene, or at least there always seems to be like a smaller handful of players that are very dedicated, and that tends to be things go. But it's not like you said, that the fact that you see, you did point out the war card, it is Arachnophobia, which is going to be the more traditional kind of very damage focused. I think this is definitely about being sapping up a little bit. You get that throw crushing blow, your restand gets more dangerous. But the real point for me is very dangerous, that Widow's pick, that teleport. So you can use it on reaction to punish certain things, it's your go-to confirm combos, decent unbreakable damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage. Being able to Monstar for Cloud Walker. There's been a lot of leadership in the North American Open Series, but definitely not in the CIS. It's always nice to see the Wind God come out and play. Definitely one of the more execution-heavy characters, and actually, funnily enough, 2 characters that you could definitely say are some of the trickiest to use in the entire roster going head-to-head. This could be quite an interesting matchup. Whether...
and he's the matchup on its already.
I don't think it's a muddle.
Cloud Walker is actually a character that thrives on basically mixing up the options off of your best strings, whether in Cloud Walker it's going to be the needle, whether it's going to be the crossbow. Sweet Frazier already showing that matchup level. Long range front deal with these things a lot, and then the counter hit punish them. Try and move. The fight coming through so constantly. By the way, there was an escape fail before, but he saved it.
Fujin, very easy. This character confirmed and got massive damage. Oh my goodness! Don't fucking blow those! Oh, this is Mackie! Real Mackie! I have never seen both sides. We just talked about it. A bit. Shield. Shield pot? Whatever that thing is. Trey. Thing. At that final round.
We get it, it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. It's interactive. Restand again.
The bugs are on, so those grabs
there's a lot
very
of
scary.
bugs on, dude. He gets that forward throw now.
Overcommit to that quad. No Fujin. If the opponent tries to jump out and you overcommit to a string, he can die for it. Punish. Oh!
Spends the last bar he had though.
just to make sure he doesn't get punished heavily.
Oh, the hit! Uh-oh. Now,
Full
this is
damage
dangerous territory.
coming.
This is going to be restand. With that many bugs. Maximum bugs, maximum damage.
Oh, he expects the grab!
Oh! No way on it!
Oh,
Oh,
no.
did you see that?
Yeah,
he
I
walked
just-
forward. No, he walked forward to make it look like he was going for the throw. I understand why Monstar would do that. He had 5 bugs on him. That is the most damage the forward throw crushing blow can physically do. He knew that. Sweet Frazier walked forward to make it look like he was going to throw, to make Monstar uppercut, to which he walked back and whiff punished the uppercut with the forward throw.
No,
that
but
was
he-
like galaxy of the galaxy brain.
No, I'm gonna be honest. The first down 2, I understand. The second one, not so much, because that was down 2. Oh, with another one, and it's like that's where there's definitely a little bit of there's a lot of patience there from Sweet Frazier. I did see, by the way, I did see a comment. Just quickly saying, what do the bugs around Fujin do? So when the bugs are around the opponent, it essentially allows that throw that Devora just did to crushing blow. The more bugs are around you, which she can put on, the more bugs that surround you, the more damage that throw did. As you can see, that throw did 370
And it's right here. It's the deadly swarm ability that allows that. So the reason this arachnophobia is the variation you see do that and not the others is because this is the only one that has deadly swarm. But moving forward, you can just give whatever you want deadly swarm in the future and get a forward throw crushing blow. The world will be your oyster as of next week. Still though, that was quite a dominant way for that game to go down. It was a very close game, but what a finish.
I've never seen Sweet Frazier play Devora before. Very impressed with it. We have only seen Noob Saibot from him up until this point, but do you remember what I said at the very beginning? And I don't want to just say that this is the reason, but if you have other characters right before Ultimate, this is now the time to bring them out. And now Sweet Frazier, who's been Noob Saibot all the way for months when we've seen him, we now get to see the Devora for the first time in Open Series, and it's really tidy. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see.
There's that next layer. We saw
And
Sweet Frazier. Yeah, he's been dealing with the crossbow. Oh, tries to go for the crushing blow, but jump kick next just in time. I'd like the choice of buttons for Monstar, right? He's not committing too hard. Sweeps, standing 4-2. Keeping it quite safe.
Back
Oh, instant jump. I like that, yeah.
Have to show so much respect to Devora's range in this game. Oh dear, no! He just dialed in the up grab. I just don't think he was fully believing that to connect. That would have been guaranteed. Flawless block? No, doesn't quite get it. The neutral jump. Oh, and the shimmy, you're dead. He might use Fatal Blow, but he will just be short. The breakaway was just about to come back.
No, that was a few factors at play there. That was time was going down. Fatal Blow would definitely kill, but you could maybe kill off that for unbreakable damage. Like you said, breakaway was almost back. There was a few factors there. Fatal Blow was the safest thing to do by far. A lot of neutral jumps, but it's neutral jumps with Devora's jump 1.
That's it.
One of the best jump normals in the game by far.
She gets to jump. Devora gets to jump. It's one of her best factors. The range of her jump-ins. I mean, they do have hurt boxes, so you can beat them, but it's hard to challenge sometimes, especially if the matchup. Oh, going in raw teleport. First time I've seen that.
Nice setup there, using the skywalk.
Counter hit, no punish. Press. Now, huddle. Or B&B. Bam! Restand. And here come the bugs. That crushing blow throw hasn't been spent yet. Expects it, over positives. Now this is the extra element. You have to amplify. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Grab or button? What do we think?
I mean, that's going to be the read. Just one bar is back. It's guess for game. Oh, and once I was pressing out of it, I respect the boldness.
I do respect. It was risky business, betting the entire game on that button press. But you know what? The read's making it work. A lot of these jumps are scary against Devora. Delays.
I think he's trying to bait the same thing again. Oh, the pickup.
Breakaway just to make sure.
Oh, we're punished, but no confirm. Sweet Frazier had the game, but he let it slip.
Oh my lord.
Unfortunate for Sweet Frazier, but Monstar clutching it out.
Do we think that he just temporarily forgot that he'd already used Fatal Blow or something? Because he confirmed into nothing.
No. I wouldn't say anything like that. I think he just missed the input.
He must have done, but that's a very unusual situation to miss an input. Now counter hit, never mind. Here comes the jump 3 in the corner. Boom. Bang. Big damage.
Oh,
Ah.
cashing out. No restand. Almost wanting to play around the...
dear.
Yeah, that's why wanting to play around the wake-up game to make jumping a possibility.
Oh, this
Yeesh.
it's all unbreakable. The puddle into jump 3, also unbreakable. Oh my god! Oh, stop the match. Stop the match, he's already dead.
Oh, and the neutral jump.
Oh, dead. Bing. And away we go. Oh my good lord, Mustard Devora. I forget how much damage Arachnophobia gets off that crushing blow. Good lord.
I almost like equate it to you watch Sindel and you watch like Loud and Clear, and you take the character that's likely strongest thing, right, the Scream, and then you have that variation that just, it's built so well adding damage and offense to that one crushing blow. Arachnophobia Devora is basically the same kind of thing, where, again, one of her strongest tools by far is that infested crushing blow, that down forward 2, that anti-air, one of the fastest specials in the game, amazing priority, almost a foolproof anti-air, working any time, and if it counter hits, people are gonna do, you know, you're gonna do a jumping attack on the way down,
Где ты его
anti-air it,
достал?
counter hit,
Не знаю, что и
big
сказать,
stun, and then
кроме...
you add
So-
Widow's Kiss on top of it. Ugh.
And the reason we referred to
And a
all of that as
restand
unbreakable.
on it as well.
Indeed. The reason we referred to it as
Спасибо за
unbreakable
ваш
is this
вклад.
idea that, remember that you only get a breakaway when you're in the air, but some things you can't break at certain points. So the
I mean,
crushing blow
you're
stun,
hanging out, you know, you're
Yeah,
wrapped
yeah.
up, but you're not breaking. Like you're stuck.
the counter hit stun, unbreakable. The jumping onto the grounded button, unbreakable. The confirming teleport, can't break any of that. You can only break after the show at the air. Whoa. You can only break now. Like when that jump in connects, you finally get a break, and in that
And
crushing
by
blow,
then,
you've taken
what's
like
the point?
exactly. And that's why he didn't break. He's like, what's the point of this? I'm just gonna break and then get mixed. May as well save the bar to try and hope on a... Ooh, I think he was looking to be at the end there. Standing 2. There it is again. Full
But
combo.
I feel like these jumps from Monster, they're done in response to the amount of neutral jumps that Sweet Fraser's been doing. Because it's always jump 2 as well. Like he's trying to meet Sweet Fraser in the air. Oh, another neutral jump. That kind of neutral jump is exactly what Monster has been trying to beat. Specifically what he's been looking for. Restand.
We're definitely looking for a button challenge there. That's what the down one was for. Short hop. He can definitely still win this trying to anti-air Devora, but it is a tricky task anti-airing the bug. And now with it being match point for Sweet Fraser debuting his Devora, I think actually this could be the first time we've seen Arachnophobia in Open Series. We've seen Buzzed a couple of times.
I think you might have a point. I don't know the last
6
time we saw it
months.
in Open Series.
6 months, Mustard.
It's almost like there's a lot of characters.
I know, right?
Oh.
That could have been a punish, but I just don't think he was fully prepared. Definitely just blocking late, and it just so happened to flawless block. Oh, another anti-air attempt. What's important though is that Sweet Fraser's anti-airing with the combos, like the standing 2. He's not having to use.
Oh,
that's reaction.
we're
Don't
punished.
challenge the Widow's Kiss. All right, doesn't get the puddle, but he still cash out.
Saving that
damage.
4-3 crushing blow, I think. Oh!
Get to it. Well, if Monstar jumps now, he's
Oh!
dead.
Didn't spend it.
He jumps now, he's dead. Because all of it will be unbreakable. And I think he knows it. That's why he's not in the air anymore. He's just looking to push in. Button for button. Oh! Okay, confirmed.
Oh no. Execution error. Oh, the walk up again.
Wait,
this time.
bugs are on the... Ow, he's dead. He's dead. Never forget the bugs are there and Sweet Fraser. What is the finish? Is it a friendship or is it a fatality? It looked like he tried to do
Definitely a
it.
fatality.
Oh no. Wait,
Oh wait,
no,
hang on.
This is a friendship. I have never seen Devora's friendship
It's-
before, actually.
I have. It's definitely one of the worst, in my opinion. You know, don't blow me up, chat. But I'm sure most of you agree with me.
The thing is, she becomes a beautiful butterfly.
He sure does. But what a set! That was really impressive actually from Sweet Fraser. I wasn't expecting the Devora. I remember seeing his noob Cybot before. Yeah, what if he's been playing so much custom noob this week? He's like, uh-oh. I can't go back. I can't go back to seeing double.
It's fair. There is a lot of players out there that are playing custom to preparation for maybe there is a little bit of a I don't know. Really? I tell you what, I am really happy to see Devora of this caliber great performance. I had heard a little bit about it having the word, but yeah, but I didn't see that. Call me a Christ. Very played on him. Let's see like money play. All you have to see very much that get it to now we can see the side. Our next match is our next winner, but we still got back on go. And it will be how well what is it because I don't want to keep saying this until we split it up and try to make it. I don't know. Sorry. I don't recognize his name. How do I? He is playing a sort of name. Aladar. A lot of Baraka, Simon, and player that has not having some representation. So he's got everything here. He's definitely done well. Quite We're seeing the same thing today. As we go into seeing Aladar but very It's hard to say that it isn't really a circumstance that we are seeing. So I feel like any community that has players online as a main thing are going to thrive a lot because I mean they've been playing online anyway. So as far as they're concerned, it's basically no different. And I feel like for a couple of our players like that are in that situation. But we are loading into the game now with Aladar. Now. Okay, so we're loaded in right now. You can see Aladar's bringing out the Caesar, and it is Boy who's going to be playing the Cetrion. So, and we get to see Cetrion with Halloween skin. Okay, we don't get to see that anywhere near enough.
For the amount of Cetrion we see a disappointingly amount of default Cetrion, or near enough default Cetrion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not for a character that has these like special costumes, we don't see him enough.
But the other character pick, we have seen Aladar. You know, we've talked about the Baraka. I think that's been his most successful character. But seeing double and air teleport, watch out for it. And there's that back one. Noob Cybot, a character that has had his absolute fair share of screen time, and it looks like being a bit greedy with the meter of Cetrion. No amp on the barrier. And, you're unsafe. There is always that mix-up of expecting them to amp it or not. Noob Cybot gets a similar mix-up from his shadow slide before the amp as well. And wow, this forward 2 game has been highly devastating. And we just get the damage. Tries to end it in style, but you know what? Trying to end it in the slide amp, it was a good call because if it worked, it's just 2 extra clones towards tackle KB, isn't it?
Yes. Speaking of KB, actually not spent.
I do wonder, like, surely some sort of crushing blow would have been useful there. Either way, I guess we'll live to see. I think if it be maybe better to spend it later. We'll see. If he has the opportunity. Oh, the back three is a slide. Oh, the classic. A lot of that shadow slide.
Punish. Oh, yeah. There it is.
Deceivingly high damage too. 113 slide. A guaranteed 250 can't break. Noob Cybot's unbreakable damage is just so high. But you don't expect it to be. Battle and boom!
Ooh. Now building up those 10 very fast. Those slides. That really has been one of the most notable differences about Noob Cybot. Even though it was changed me so early, like ever since like that one trial, it really is like a perfect example. Something that seems so minute to make and I was quite to see Aladar make it work. Playing Noob Cybot, maybe in the first episode, but there's been two appearances from Aladar. The first appearance was the second. So clearly Light is kind of like relatively kind of like very approachable, very simple, kind of picked up very accessible character. Really difficult to pick up like it's really big cool work board and matchup, specific options and some little things. Like an example, the uncomfortable may roll off this at a high level by that. And the air teleport is different reaction. Whatever. So it definitely is exports high, but you can definitely build the whole game back as you see time and time. In this kind of matchup where Cowboy is pretty clearly but the first one is very effective. Now slide. One chain below. Forward without, yeah. Very much a Bristol character. On the floor. Age of Hudson, way, time, expect to see quite a lot more. I really do think that even the line shadow slide more really good damage, and expects a button press. There's that back three. All of the bottom comes rat. That playing incredibly well today. I honestly think Aladar, he has the perfect character picks for his playstyle. You know what I mean? Like very by the book, very I can do this so well, I can't do that so well. And he's playing perfect characters for it, because if you really want to play clean and solid and reliable, seeing double, perfect for that. Marauder Baraka, perfect for that. How can we use knowledge? Again, really trying to make that distance in. No block. I do think that the Cetrion might be a little bit too predictable on when Aladar has been incredibly comfortable with it now. The break. Noob Cybot in the corner when you're broken is scary territory, because now the meaty down one, probably expecting you to challenge that bullshit. Wow, I'm not sure what's going on. Caught out there. The counter combo. You're actually dead, I think. Did he just try to go max damage or something? I mean, max damage would have been straight, like Running Man, like straight clone pushing blow, but regardless, won't matter. Aladar. Depends if he had the hits of. Wait.
Oh, I see. I see.
I don't know what we're looking at, but
I'm really confused about what's going on here. He's gonna win anyway. Man, I love that win pose. That really
That's
is
like
so cool.
aftermath, wasn't it? That's added an aftermath.
I believe so. I believe so.
I gotta say though,
Сэн,
the best noob side about Outro
поступил груз, который ты доверил
ends up
доставить.
like back to back with his clone with the sickle around. Like that one has got to be like the maximum best, surely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ты можешь забрать его из
So we're
общего.
seeing the noob Cybot come into full force, but you're going up against the Cetrion. Noob Cybot makes sense. You're not exactly gonna pick Baraka like Marauder versus Cetrion.
I mean, that's a straight up counter pick. Yeah, there's no two ways about it. Marauder specifically loses hard to Cetrion. That is not a good matchup at all. Aladar now with a 2-0 lead. Looking good so far. Aladar, we have to say, much like a lot of our other players today, is a weekly champion in his own right. Asad Amatsa has won before. Desarted has won before. Aladar is one of them. He joins those ranks. And quite recently as well, Aladar's victory came just merely a few weeks ago. So he's definitely riding quite the hot streak as of late. And even if he hasn't been winning, he's already had multiple appearances.
A lot of players need that kind of one victory, and it just kind of skyrockets their confidence and their ability to, I think, not really second guess as much things. Those moments of clutchness and comfort. The second a player gets a big victory, it kind of like gives them that kind of mental legitimacy to go, oh wait, no, I should just believe in what I'm doing because it's clearly enough to win. And then a lot of players tend to get better and better from that point. However, going in for the big unsafe teleport, they 25% damage for the trouble. The teleport, I mean, the risk reward's definitely not in your favor in seeing double. It's only Dark Sabbath currently that gets that crazy teleport damage. Here we go. Pressuring in the corner, interruption, and a quick little steal away, 25%.
But now we're in favor.
Again! I can't believe he did it. I respect it. I respect the bravery on that because it has been able to strong arm his way back into the round.
Oh my god! Wake up, roll into fatal blow. That is forbidden tech. That is like has no right to work. Is like on the list of things you should get away with. Roll fatal blow is right at the bottom of that. Like that is not something you should be doing. But if it works, what a momentum steal that is. Because that's the kind of thing that no one's getting hit by that and isn't tilted immediately. I promise you.
Aladar. I mean, the down's going to keep working.
But that's why Aladar, this is like high risk, low reward, but it's enough to kind of establish. If anything, I wonder if Aladar is just trying to make Talboy just afraid. Just afraid, because if you are respecting just at any moment teleport, you aren't throwing projectiles, you aren't doing the normal full screen Cetrion game. You have been forced to slow down and the breakaway port. This is a bad situation to be in. If you're Talboy, you either sit in the corner and accept the approach, or you go for an unsafe teleport to get out. He goes for the latter. He's out of the corner, and there we go. Instantly, like that, Talboy back in the game. There we go again.
Split. Ah, that's a whip. I think down one. Little position now. He has got back.
He's there now. Well, quite juicy. We have Desarted versus Sweet Frazier, and then Aladar versus the winner of our next match.
Добро пожаловать, сэр Портер.
again, yet to win a weekly, has seen multiple top 4s, top 3s, and whatnot, and is yet to actually get that big championship. Now for Orb, who is Sonya player, Sonya specialist, what do you do? Like, if there is one week you want to do with Sonya, I feel like this is going to be the week you want to make it count, you know, to get that. Because again, we keep saying final week, but it's not the last week for the Open Series overall. It's just the final week for MK11 as we know it. Ultimate round the corner, new characters, new balance patch, which is already making big changes. That we've already seen numerous changes confirmed and teased by NetherRealm on combat casts and so on. And variation whole game completely flipped around, but we don't know what to expect. We're excited. You know, it's a good time. It's very interesting because the game is going to be, explode. We're going to see combinations of moves we've not seen before. I personally can't wait. If you are a competitive player that's been grinding variations for as long as they have, especially if you're a player like Orb who's yet to get that big win, this is the one. You want to make sure that before things change as much as they are, you got that win. You know, you had that performance, and you were able to make it count. Especially for a player like Orb that has been so close, yet so far.
Because he's a very hungry competitor. He's always looking for that kind of #1 spot. Both you get more time to quite manage to take that kind of like top of the food chain. I think it can really start to bum you out after a while because you're so close every time. You're like, why can't I just seal the deal? Why can't I close it? But Orb is still a player that has grown so much across the release of MK11 to now. How his first game was Injustice 2 competitively, and that was really him kind of finding his feet in the competitive world, and then that change with MK11, and he was in a character crisis for like a year. Blaze, a player that I'm going to be honest, I don't really have much information on. We've had quite a few players today that I haven't really seen before and have been excited to see what they bring to the table. 6 months in, we are, and we're still seeing players that I'm looking at and going, oh, I haven't seen them before. But to be honest, I don't see that as a negative. That's what the Open Series is all about, as far as I'm concerned. It's having players jump into the world of online. It's free to enter every week, easy to get involved in. So we do see players that we're not familiar with, and that's what I want.
I mean, Blaze does have a UK flag on his tournament profile, so if he is from the UK, I'm going to be instantly biased, as I'm always happy to see new UK talent really kind of debut on. And I think the UK is in a good spot in MK11 right now. There was a community tournament the other day. Shouts to those involved, and in the CGL 2v2 where we saw an all UK finals between two teams of 2 UK players. UK having multiple players in final combat last year. I feel like the UK has kind of gone from strength to strength in NetherRealm games. I feel like especially Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat is a very UK happy game. The NetherRealm scene is always at its most sizable and its strongest for whatever MK is there at the time. There have always been UK players doing well across the years throughout. Obviously the numbers are way up now than what they were before.
I mean, let's just look at let's just look at the recent CGL 2v2 tournament, which was UK versus UK in grand finals. Like the UK is that is how I basically got onto this tangent overall, is just how good the UK has been looking even up until very recently in community events, and even in Open Series. The UK has had Dat Pro Stunner, who is taking a break from the game right now, but has won multiple times over the times. It's as a UK enthusiast for NetherRealm, I'm just happy to see players doing well, and each game brings new players kind of into the community, which means new players really grinding and trying to achieve whatever they can, and it makes me really happy to see, because that success does show in the way the players are there. But Blaze going in with Z-Hat. Okay, so we're going to be seeing the hat tricks Kung Lao, which I love seeing this. I feel like this is absolutely a UK variation of Kung Lao. You see Derpy use it, you see Foxy using it a lot. Now Blaze forever, the innovator. But as we go into this first matchup, the short hops from Blaze already coming out and chases down the wake-up roll in the immediate 2-1-2-1-2. Full combo, yes please. And no roll for you. What is this? Very impressive. Oh, which the short hop. You get punished though. Interruption on the down 3. Very aggressive start. Blaze. Oh, the combo drop from all. Wait a minute. This is an interesting round 1. Very aggressive there from Blaze, showing us some of his immediate strats with short hops, expecting the wake-up rolls from Orp. I'm liking it.
Well, I think that was great, whatever. But this offense, you see Kung Lao players go for, but if you are just harassing people with constant pokes, then those overheads will add up. Like, there it is, but they are unsafe. You have to be very careful with them.
Unsafe. What? Interesting stuff going on right now. Risky business. So much now she hasn't got the meter. However, there's the catch. 1-2-1. Lovely. Ah. Full catch.
Oh, that actually picked up. I thought that was going to miss. I'm not going to lie.
He just builds the amplify just in the nick of time, and now both players one round apiece. But they are all. He's the one sitting on very little meter. He's just about to build one of them. Okay, here we go. Knockdown. We're gonna be. Ow, just a meaty mid. Wake up roll. I think Blaze is getting a little bit too eager to press on wake up, and he's starting to pay the price. Love the block. So many short hops. I've never seen Kung Lao do so many short hops in a single game.
I like how Blaze was ready to confirm that string as well.
Another roll!
Oh, there it is again, the punish.
Shades of round one, and this is going to hurt big time. We're down 2, so many of them. Oh, the wake up 3, and the reverse grab. Are we going to get brutal? Yes, sirree. Now, let's kind of break down that first game real quick. Blaze was not playing like your standard Kung Lao. He was not playing like your standard hat tricks. He was a lot more mobile, way more short hop overheads, pressing buttons in situations that was clearly catching Orp way off guard. And I think this could give Blaze quite the edge here if Orp just really struggles to find this flow, because this is an unorthodox style of playing Kung Lao, and that sometimes is what you do in tournament. If they're not used to your style, you got an advantage.
I mean, a lot of the time, it's a question of playing with what you're comfortable doing, not what everyone else is doing, right? When you think hat tricks, when I think hat tricks, my brain kind of goes to like a lot of Z-hat, a lot of kind of Z-hat setup, Z-hat pressure, whatever it is, like almost like the entire game is built around it. We didn't see a single, I think maybe we saw a Z-hat used once in the first round, but everything outside of that, we're seeing down 3, short hop attack, a lot of neutral jumps confirmed into combos, ending combos in uppercut, which we know is again unconventional in this game, but uppercuts are decent damage. He's doing like 350 for a bar. That is very good damage. He's keeping a bit of advantage to kind of play around rolls. Like, it's working for the way that he's playing, and he was able to take that game because of it. On another big jump in. Look at the damage coming through. Ah, okay, try and play around the armor break, and there it is, the Z-hat.
The immediate teleport. Always got to watch out for that one. A lot of teleports though. Orp is starting to really catch you off guard, and a single hit. So confirm. Wake up 3, just try and shut it down, and here's a full combo. Oh, the hold. I do not know what was going on with that one. Orp, fortunately, was able to pick up a combo. Wake up 3, but Blaze didn't have the meter for it. I wonder if he's just playing a little bit nervous. This is the first time we've seen him in open series.
I definitely don't think it's nerves. I think it's very like. It's very much. Wait, hang on, wait. Sonya was just swinging, dude. You see that? Turning direction. You can't manually do that. Every down one went a different space. I love it. But I feel like this is
everywhere.
I definitely don't think this is nerves from Blaze. I think this is Blaze clearly has a very specific way that he wants to play, and he is sticking to it through thick and thin. And he's up in the set, so can't really blame him for it.
Short hop empty low down 3. We're starting to expand the layers of the short hop game. Oh, becoming challenges. Breakaway. Orp's going to get a full jump in. Wake up down 3. It's one thing Blaze hasn't done. Oh, Blaze has not been blocking much on wake up, so I think that's something that Orp might be able to really capitalize.
Oh, the full top.
Full pad. Is he going to teleport? Will he do it? Oh, he won't have an opportunity. Now Orp. There's one significant thing he was doing in that game, tightening up that offense significantly. Definitely caught on to the fact that one thing Blaze isn't really doing is blocking on wake up ever. And that is really starting to... The way Blaze is playing, we've seen this many times, it's very kind of game 1 heavy. What I fear is that Blaze might have shown Orp everything he's got in game 1. It won him game 1. But there needs to be more, you know, because if you just rely on that stuff too much, you always kind of run the risk. And wait, is he just changing characters? That's not a bad idea.
It could be like what you were just talking about, and that has been a thing. You know, he's going back to hat tricks, but he definitely considered it. That is an element that you see in competitive. Is if you as a player, if you have a way you want to play, and it is exactly like you said, if you kind of show your entire hand in game number 1, it's a first to 3. You've got plenty of games left to go. So if you kind of need to do very specific things that aren't guaranteed to win, and your opponent kind of catches onto it, you do need to be able to, at the very least, adjust it. You know, so it's like you said as well, like these short hops we've been seeing. Now we're seeing a lot of empty short hops into more down 3s. If you're going to stick to an unconventional style, at least adapt that unconventional style the best way you can. And like right there, the first knockdown is a wake attack. There's a big jump in, however. This leads to big damage. This is definitely Kung Lao's biggest opener. 300 damage just like that.
Very aggressive here from Blaze, pushing in every opportunity.
Nice.
Dive kick. More of these daggers. There's the answer. Yeah, he was looking for. He manages to get a second. Oh, and he's trying to press. Blaze is trying to sneak out that down 3 in every given opportunity, and clipped by the overhead. Again, it looked like he was trying to press on Wake Up. I'd like to see Blaze, block more on Wake Up, just a little bit,
It is easier said than done against Sonya though, because in that kind of instance, the pickup, like right there, if you end a cross combo in an airborne projectile shot, it does perfectly set up that meaty timing for the low or overhead and true 50-50. So a lot of players will go, why take the block 50-50 when I can just make the 50-50? Am I going to Wake Up or not? You know, why not make it a 50-50 in a different way? But as you know, Orp's been playing a lot of Sonya. You know, Orp's definitely used to playing around that general game plan. Oh, there it is, neutral jump.
This is kind of what I was worried about, like, genuinely. I think that what's happening is that game 1 was incredibly overwhelming for Orp while he got that information, but now he's got a complete kind of idea over how Blaze is approaching this matchup. He's kind of just running away with it. I don't think Blaze blocked on Wake Up once in that match. I can't recall a single time he did it.
He did at the start. He did block it was a meaty down 3 and he blocked it right at the start. But it's as a general thing, like, you shouldn't be able to pick out the one time someone blocked on Wake Up, right? It is generally something where you have to play around. But here's the thing, where this is very much something that happens a lot when there are kind of like unconventional game plans, unconventional strategies. So for example, case in point right here, Blaze, what Blaze is doing has clearly worked for him to get him to the qualifier today. It won him the first game, absolutely. But on-the-fly adaptation is a big part of being a high-level player. So for example, in game number 1, if you're playing against someone like Blaze, who is bringing you strategies and offensive, capabilities that we haven't really seen much before, it is very unconventional to see this amount of short hop attacks, this amount of, decisions like how to end combos, the way he's playing around on Wake Up. This is very much not by the book. So if you're someone like Orp that is used to playing a lot of Kung Lao, that is going to catch you off guard, right? You're gonna see it. You're gonna realize, well, hang on a minute, wait, this is happening. What's going on? And you have to adapt to that, even if you lose the first game. And that's what's happened here. Orp has completely adapted to the unconventional techniques that Blaze has been going for.
Cross frame, immediately challenge, restand situations, or at least keeping them standing. Tries to anti-air again, but it'll be a full jump in for Blaze, who's now going to spend the dive kick just to get some good damage on top. Wow! As Sonya saying, get out of my airspace.
But that's probably why Blaze hasn't been blocking on Wake Up, because that time he did, and he ate a 50-50 for it. I feel like that has been the mindset here. It's, I'm going to take the 50-50 of what is my Wake Up option, not I'm going to block and then take it. A match point now for Orp, though, playing around that teleport.
Every single time, though. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to sound like too judgmental here. He has qualified to be at this point. Clearly knows a thing or two. It's just in this particular matchup, there's just no blocking ever. Just another Wake Up down 3 from that range. I mean, I do understand it from that range. Just because you're knocked down doesn't mean you get something for free. But Orp is now. He's just waiting. He's knocking him down. He's gonna wait. Wake Up. He's going to wait for him to press something, and he's just going to, challenge it accordingly. Now, he is able to kind of push forward a little bit. If you are able to mix up what you do on Wake Up, then maybe you will catch Orp off guard. That's a nice whip punish.
Oh, short hops for short hops.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. That is poke standing 1, so I actually don't know. It's poke standing 1 fatal blow. He might be alive.
Jake, when
Unless-
will you get this right?
No, he is dead.
When will you ever get... Look, he knows. Orp's like, that's a message. He's being rude here because he knows he's downloaded him. And he says, you do a lot of hops and stuff like that. A celebration, the reverse disrespect. And maybe one day, Mustard will predict a fatal blow correctly. But you know what? It is not this day, as Orp will move on 3-1.
Maybe an MK11 ultimate, who knows?
Maybe an ultimate, you got a week.
Maybe they'll just take fatal blows out of the game so I can stop embarrassing myself like that. But still, Orp, Orp really doing well for himself and moving on to fight Aladar in winners round 2. So that does mean that our next round of games is decided, as we're going to be having Desarted versus Sweet Fraser, and then Aladar versus Orp. And I've got to say as well, considering how things have been going lately, I feel like this is a really fitting winners side round 2, considering just how I feel like all 4 of these players have definitely been examples of players that the Open Series has given us the opportunity to see a lot more. A lot more of these players, a lot more of what they're capable of, a lot of improvement over the time. As again, just if you play in the Open Series, you're entering at least 2 tournaments a week, because you play in Monday to qualify for Tuesday, and then obviously Tuesday. And sometimes there's the monthly final on the same week as one of the weeks, right? So if you're entering the Open Series regularly, it's a lot of competition, it's a lot of regular tournaments, a lot of regular competing. And if you are playing in it non-stop, that experience is going to add up, and you're going to start being able to play at levels you didn't think you were capable of in the tournament. But an update off stream as Asodamancer takes it 3-0 over Monstar, so unfortunately Monstar is eliminated. And now, thanks to what we just saw, we're going to be seeing Blaze versus Talboy in losers as well. So our first round of games are done and dusted. Seem to be quite the long haul, even though we did see a bunch of 3-0s. I feel like they were still quite long sets. I'm not sure if it's because maybe there were a lot of round 3s or whatever, but I guess it just goes to show how our games are getting a lot more competitive, especially in the European side.
I think they were just long games in general. Now, some of the matchups we looked at, there's the Noob Cybots, there's the Cetrions, there's the Sonyas, characters that are a bit more kind of reserved, and then we got to see a treat of Deborah. And on that note, we are going to bring up our next few matches. And while we get into those and set the lobbies up and prepare all that good stuff, we're going to go for a quick break. So thank you for watching so far. This is the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series invitation. Back in a few minutes.
The PS4 Tournament's Open Series has been full of fantastic finishes, killer combos, and a friendship or two.
Give us that nice little happy dance, the robot.
We've seen promising new players and household names continue to dominate.
The mighty Unjust secures win number 20.
Massive whip and he's
my goodness!
Do not miss a single moment of the PS4 Tournament's Open Series monthly finals. The Open Series entered its 6th month with the introduction of some strong new players and an incredible day of matches. Starting off the day, Dangus made his first Open Series appearance, winning the one Dangus came out of the gate strong to show an impressive start, forcing himself to century. Another player is the newcomer pulled off the upset. Wow, yet another newcomer, Psycho Scorpion against well-known Greek powerhouse Nivek. Psycho had a dominant but Nivek caught on quickly, taking the next 3 games straight.
Overwhelmed by the
Mirko, one of the most successful players in the EU Open Series, took on our 3rd and final newcomer, Frost and Spawn specialist, Blood Eyes. The set went back and forth, coming down to the wire where one single misjudged chip kill situation from the previous champion allowed Blood Eyes to punish with a fatal blow for the win.
My good lord, Mirko misjudged the chip. He misjudged it, and he's gonna pay the ultimate price. Blood Eyes. The punish.
The final upper quarterfinals match pitted Johnny Cage player Flet against B-Boy KU, using Sub-Zero instead of his usual Kung Lao.
The Sub-Zero effect, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly why Sub-Zero is such a threat.
B-Boy's new Sub-Zero looked strong, and a switch back to Kung Lao in the final game of the set may have been the wrong choice, as Flet took the win. Moving forward, Flet would be the second test for the strength of the newcomer Blood Eyes. Blood Eyes passed with flying colours, dominating the set with the skill of a possible new champion.
Blood Eyes finds the jump kick into close for the round. Perfect play.
In the upper finals, would Nivek be able to stop Blood Eye's destructive run?
Oh, no. Immediately clipped, making a hard call out on something. Wasn't that Nivek takes the first game?
Both players looked evenly matched as the set went to the final game, but Nivek's signature strong adaptation took the set, advancing him to grand finals.
Oh.
Down in the lower bracket, Flet and Dangus were fighting their way into the top 3. Flet looked considerably powered up from his loss in the upper bracket, managing to take the win 3-1. In the lower bracket finals, Flet earned his run back against Blood Eyes. Holding the momentum from his previous wins, Flet gave us the opposite of what we saw in winners, with a dominant 3-0 in his favour. Grand finals would guarantee a brand new champion to the Open Series, either Nivek or Flet. Not even Flet's lower bracket run momentum would be enough, as a clean sweep from Nivek had him walk away as the 14th person to become an EU Open Series champion.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series Invitational, where we have just got through our first round of winners and now moving on to round 2 of the winners bracket, finding out who's going to be in the winners finals. Now, our first matchup in this side of the bracket is something that I'm quite interested in, you know, because we get to see what's likely going to be solely to Shang Tsung up against whoever Sui Frazier decides to pick, although he absolutely did damage with the Arachnophobia Devourer. So that's something I would like to see again, because you don't really get to see enough Devourer in competitive, least of all Arachnophobia, which hits like an absolute bug truck. But our next match after that will be Aladar and Orp going head-to-head, whether that's going to be Noob Saibot versus Sonya or Baraka versus Sonya, or maybe even something else remains to be seen. The funny thing is, there's actually a potential to have a Noob Saibot, particularly seeing double, in both of these matchups, because Sui Frazier does play seeing double, and it's the character that we've seen the most from him in Open Series. And Aladar plays a kind of mix of Baraka and Noob Saibot, depending on the matchup. Now, the losers bracket is happening off stream. Asadamasa moved on versus Monstar in the losers bracket, and I believe Towel and Blaze will be going head to head as we speak to find out who's moving on, and then we'll reach that top 4 a little bit later. And as I continue to say, this is the last European Open Series before the release of MK Ultimate, which is going to change things up considerably. And what I find really interesting is that MK Ultimate, bringing the customs into play and super shifting how things go competitively, and the fact that Open Series is running all the way through to the end of the year. Welcome back, Mustard. And Sui Frazier, he's doing the seeing double. Now, this is an interesting matchup because you're against Shang. And Noob Saibot versus Warlock is a matchup many people hate. Seeing double versus Soul Eater, however, is a matchup that's a bit more bearable.
So I think there's definitely going to be a super emphasis on game number 1 here. I think if you're Sui Frazier, you can't afford to lose this game. Like, you cannot give Decided a game lead. Like, if you win this game and he decides to go to Warlock, like, you know, just because Warlock beats Noob Saibot doesn't mean we will see it from Decided, because for all you know, he is a Soul Eater player through and through, so he might not want to swap to it if it comes to it, but I feel like you have to avoid that situation entirely, no matter what.
Yeah, don't play any games. However, the immediate jump kick. Soul Eater being able to get that jump kick option selected into just Ermac Glyph is so good. You know, from almost every range, it will connect with your full combo. Oh, there's that flawless block. Now, that's something that Sui Frazier might be doing a lot here, because Shang Tsung's jump 3, very hard to anti-air with a standing button. You can flawless block it all the thing. Noob Saibot will get that punish on deck. The all-important slide at the end just to give himself the extra attacking KB requirement. Speaking of which, there's another 2. Wow, back 3 as an anti-air from that range, doing 20% damage. I think he might have tried to flawless block that. Oh! Now
You can see that there's pressure from this side, really just trying to harass with these mids. Oh, punish!
Don't get hit by Fatal Blow now. That was definitely used just to try and keep him in check. I think he tried to anti-air, but was way too early on that down 4. And he's going to eat a full jump in because of it. Man, that new Cybot skin from Combat League is so good. I don't play a lot of Combat League, but I did play Combat League just for that skin when it came out.
Was it Season 2, I think it was? It was
one
super
of the,
early.
Yeah,
it was
one of the earlier seasons. By the way, another confirm into 24%. Easy. And the jump 3 is good as well. I would say plus frames, but that was a straight up launch. Frazier trying to answer back. Another launch. And that would be the game over. Bam, bam, bam. Ermac. And Ermac lived just to give us the nice finish. I love that mentality so much.
It is one of the best. But what a game. This Arctic is unchallenged there. Very one-sided game. I feel like it's the first round. The decision making.
Сканирую удостоверение. Провожу идентификацию. Готово. Обнаружено оружие. Оно будет изъято только вашего входа.
You know, and I always don't want to come across as an old man, even though I am quickly becoming one in the Mortal Kombat community, at the very least, with some of these young competitors. But that Ermac brutality, where he splits you in 2, throwback to Mortal Kombat Deception. Ermac in Deception.
Good point.
One of his 2 fatalities where he goes, wow, and he pulls you in 2. The same thing, just different angle, I guess. It's more like top half, bottom half, rather than even split down the middle. But a nice little throwback to the 3D days, as far as I'm concerned. So many of them in MK11. By the way, yeah, nice little catch, 24%, and the 2 clones, which is what you always want at seeing double. Here we go again. Oh, there's the catch.
Now
what
I'll say, so Sweet Frazier, he's getting caught, and most of his damage he's getting tagged by a lot of 1-1-4s, a lot of the jump forward 2-4, whether it's like the safe version or the plus frames. He's getting flipped over and over again, and that's when the damage is adding up. But just Sweet Frazier can get away with it, sit on it a bit longer, not be so eager to let go of block, like right there, so eager to get the win punish, like to get the hit whenever possible, that he's kind of just walking into damage a lot.
Oh, that was such a classic. Counted at least 6 points here. The chance of being able to have that extremely likely. And you go for the mix-up. Scary little mix-up with your warning on weak. Wow. One round that one. You guarantee we are going to get Frazier has the opportunity.
Try to add it.
Oh, man, the options at 9 points at least, and now 10. Frazier just getting caught by the constant buttons again. I really think it's been a bit of a thorn in his side.
Well, no, he's been, so round number 1, we saw him being a lot more reserved, kind of just accepting a lot of these jumping, a lot of just walking a lot, except for the fact that I'm in that second round, he's probably going back to the game, just trying to add air, keeps trying to win punish, and before he knows it, he's being clipped right, and he has massively lost the lead. Oh, exactly.
4-2 tries to take it. 4-1-2. Quite tricky, and if you mess it up, not want to take that risk. Play on Magnus. Oh, up. Base low. Patrick KD is there. Back to there. Green go. All he has to do is touch him. Once or twice, game over. We break him over. Start!
Сканирую. Провожу идентификацию. Готово. Обнаружено оружие. Оно будет изъято вплоть до вашего входа. Груз строения.
He's not won the game yet, but it's close. In a second, I see what happens now.
We've got a teleport. Ow! And he
Jumps.
into the...
So,
close game.
at the end,
Доставляю груз.
he could not afford to take anything on the block. So, if he went for the low slide there and outside it would have guaranteed the side ability to just go for like a reversal lift or slide, whatever. Something very likely to connect to just end the game there and then. So what Sweet Frazier opted to do was normal slide, knowing that the amp was so obvious in that instance, and then went for back one instead. It's like, you're going to try and see that I've not amped it, try and punish, you're going to be late, here's my back one. And it worked out, but not enough to win the game. Decided definitely still being able to pull out ahead here. So 2-0 now, Decided. A big thing here, though, is just these jump kicks. These jump kicks are murdering Sweet Frazier right now. I feel like Sweet Frazier is constantly trying to anti-air them, whether he's trying to force block but not getting it, or whether he's trying to down four. The problem is, Decided is option selecting every single jump kick with lift. And when it connects, you're losing quarter life. You're losing as much damage as Sweet Frazier is doing for a string into clone. You know, you cannot afford to take that damage the rate that Sweet Frazier is taking it. I feel like he's we know that Noob Cybot has some of the best anti-air buttons, but there are still some jumping attacks. Unless you're anti-air this force. And right there. There he is started. You try and add the end, you try and add the end down, which is very attractive. Down forward, the best jump streak is one of the best jump kicks in the game, you know, for a strong reason, and it does really introduce this different element of the matchup. He is a brawler, so those elements that make him so powerful in the jumping game solely for his capitalize so well. And surely, for as long as he started playing Speaking of mix-up, there it is. Comes out with the opportunity. The nice, safe anti-air, just doing the immediate up-clone. I do wonder if we're going to see the up-clone anti-air a little bit more from close ranges, but I think he tried. Didn't work. Frustrating force, and that will be started jumping in. Really loves to use the frustrating 4-2-4-2 to just get a jump. And he really wants that crushing blow. Now, here comes Ermac. Boom, boom. Jump in, bang. Oh, the extra damage. Thank you, Desert Command. Staggering. Sneaky. Reversal throw. Call out on no slide. That throw was instant. Oh, the overhead. And the clone. Again, no damage though. And back to full screen. You can tell that's why he's not going for it all the time. Lovely throw tech. Right up in the corner. And yeah, tries to max out his damage by going in for the 1-1-3. Again, expects the poke, really wants the crushing blow. He could have what? Oh, we are seeing a lot of shadow boxing. Oh, the jump kick. He was looking for something big there. He was swinging for it, but couldn't find it. Match point for Decided. Close enough to pick up. Wow. He comes to the button there from Decided. This time he's going to sit and respect. Trying to challenge that standing three. So good from Shang. Tried to anti-air the mistake.
Again, Shang Tsung is so risky. There it is, the safe anti-air. Steve Frazier on the fly. He's had to adapt it so many times. Like, what anti-air do I go for in this matchup?
So spoiled for anti-airs.
Yeah, it feels real good. It feels real good being able to anti-air with Noob Saibot. Just, you know, Shang Tsung, it's a bit different though, because he's so hard to anti-air in general.
It's the eternal struggle, right? Jumping attacks being so strong in this game, and Shang Tsung's jump kick kind of being the epitome of that for a lot of people.
Now the
They're
failed blow was used to win round one. It's gone now.
Used to being able to utilize it properly plus frames. Oh, and there it is. Deserted. Finding another winners final spot. Deserted hasn't seen winners finals in a while, but has been close. You know, Deserted was one of those players that his general like journey in Open Series was relatively unimpactful early on for like a good few months, where he would make a fair few top 8s, but you know, he'd probably lose in round 1 or maybe round 2 would get to every now and then. But now we're at a point where he was quickly becoming a top 4 favorite almost every single week. Then he got his big win, and it feels like since then he has been one of the biggest threats that we've seen in Open Series, right? And it's the confidence, it's the ability, and I think it's just his composure in tournament. As you know, like I said before, when you enter this many events, multiple tournaments a week for months on end, I feel like over time we're just going to see that. You're going to see that improvement on the tournament play and your general approach, and not at all surprised he has another one. What did surprise me is about the match that I wasn't too sure about, was that if he could be asked that I absolutely keep playing.
It might come down to
Все чисто. Добро пожаловать, Сэм Портер Бриджес.
I don't know, honestly. I feel like it's a tough decision. I think Reptile is cool, Ermac is cool, Smoke is cool. I think Smoke is probably my favorite of them.
I'm gonna vote Ermac.
If I was forced to pick, it would be Smoke. But then again, which version of Smoke? Like, do you go Robot Smoke or Enenra? Everyone's been calling him, right? Or Ninja Smoke? Human Smoke, Robot Smoke.
There's not a single reality where I call him anything but Human Smoke. It's been put into my memory.
It is what it is. It's just the way things are.
The classic head that I am, I don't make the rules. It's Human Smoke and it's Robot Smoke. That'll never change.
Now, Aladar versus Orb. This is, I'm not really sure what matchup to expect here. I think Noob Saibot, Baraka, we know it's going to be one of the two most likely. But the question is, which one is the pick against Sonya Blade? Because we know that's what Orp is bringing to the table. You know, Orp has been a Sonya player for the longest time now, and is the pick against Sonya Blade? Because we know that's what Orp is bringing to the table. For Orp, it's not about a Sonya player for the longest time now, and is the pick against Sonya Blade? Because we know that's what Orp is bringing to the table. For Orp, it's not about a Sonya player for the longest time now, and is the pick against Sonya Blade? Because we know that's what Orp is bringing to the table. For Orp, it's not a player for the longest time now, but he is the playing years, and we know that's what the table. Almost every time I want to play for the longest time now, but for sure he is the playing years, and we know that's what the table. Almost every time I want to play for the longest time now, but for sure he is the playing years, and we know that's what almost every time I want to play for the longest time now, but for sure he is the playing years, and almost every time I want to say now, for sure, almost every time I want to say now, for sure,
There we are.